there, I'm Lisa from Lollipop Box Club, and today I am making a mini book. I've got some bits and pieces here from the July Lollipop Box Club kit, which was, or still is, which is Domestic Goddess, and I've collated some bits and pieces here, and I'm going to start showing you how I make this mini book. I've got some 3D foam tape, I've got a heart punch, a circle punch, ruler, journal pen, some ink, pencil and scissors. I've got glue, 3D foam, double-sided sticky tape, and a larger pair of scissors. And I've also got some bits and pieces here from the kit, as well as some A4 size card. Now from the kit, I've got the mystery gift, which is a piece of art that's been designed just for us. It's Home Sweet Home. I've got the papers from the kit. I've got some of the simple stories bits and pieces from the kit, one of the tags. I've got some stickers, and I've got this cute little charm, and I've also got the treat bag here, which I'm going to use. So I've got quite a lot. Now I'm going to be making, as this month's theme is Domestic Goddess, I am going to make a mini book in the shape of a house. Now I've made one of these before years ago, and I actually themed it, or I made it about our home, and I made each page was dedicated to a room in our house, and I took some photos. However, this time I'm going to be making a mini book in the shape of a house as a gift. So it's not about our home, it's more about putting some photographs in it and giving it to somebody else as a gift. Now this is the box that the kit comes in. They usually arrive to you assembled, so it looks like that. So today we are going to be using the box that your kit comes in, and I'm going to cut a house out of here. So it's going to be a simple, let's use a ruler. So we want a square. Need to make sure there's enough space on this side for the house, or the roof I should say. And let's do that up there. That's it. So just a real basic shape. You don't need to be an artist to be able to cut this out in this shape. And this is going to be a Christmas gift, so I'm creating this in July already for a Christmas gift. I like to be organized for my Christmas gifts. There are a few people I like to make gifts for, and obviously when it comes to November, December time, you're really busy, and quite often then you don't have the time to start making your gifts. So I like to make them nice and early. Looks like an arrow, doesn't it? So this is the way that I do it. I make things throughout the year. Now this is going to be the front cover, so I want one for the back. So I'm going to use this front cover here as my template, so that they're the same size, and then cut that out again. I've now got my front and back covers. At the moment they don't look so attractive, so we're going to decorate them. I'm going to have use one of the pages for the front, and then I'm going to use the plain card that I have from for the other side. First of all though, I'm going to cover them in some white acrylic paint. Okay, so I'm going to use this and just paint it on quite roughly. This will be the outside pieces that you see. The inside I'm going to cover with the plain card so that I can journal on that. I quite like that some of the cards showing through. I like that rustic look, so I'm going to leave it like that and dry this with my heat gun. I haven't painted it on very quickly, very thickly, so it's dried nice and fast. And for the inside, I'm going to be using the card here. Just about get away with having two on here, I think. So again, I'm going to use this as my template and draw around. And I'm just going to stick this on with double-sided sticky tape, and then I can decorate it when it's inside. I'm covering that cardboard there in the double-sided sticky tape. got some pencil lines showing there, so I'm going to turn that over so I've got the neat side showing. Actually saying that, no, it needs to be that side. Okay, we can tidy it up as we go along. That's absolutely fine for now. And I'm going to do the same on the other side. I now have the base of my book, my front and back pages. They look a bit scruffy, so it's time to make them pretty. We need some pages inside. Now you could cut them out and have the pages the same size as the house. I think I might just go with the little squares. Should we do squares or the whole thing? I'm just thinking, because actually I want to fasten it at the top. So in some ways we want the whole thing. So I'm actually going to need to cut out the whole size, and then I'm going to fasten them at the top. So I am going to go ahead and cut out a few pages. It's not going to be a huge book, and obviously we're using front and backs, and we've got the inside, so I think I might do 4. Let's see how that goes. I can always create more if I want to. So now I'm going to continue doing this and cut them all out. I do want the pages to be slightly smaller than the book itself, so I'm cutting rather than on the line. I'm cutting just inside the guideline. This way it will be the same shape but just a little bit smaller, so that it will sit neatly inside like that. I might just chop the bottom bit off there. It doesn't have to be perfect, doesn't have to be perfectly straight. That will sit neatly, and I'm going to use this particular one as my template for cutting out the other pages. I've ended up going with 3 pages and my covers. I'm now going to, actually I'm changing my colour. I'm now going to ink the edges with this blue, neater and a bit more attractive. That really makes a difference. I'm using a Prima ink. I've had these for years and I really like using them. They're chalk inks. Just adding a little bit of ink on the sides really just finishes it off, and I'm always a fan of adding extra colour to my pages. And don't forget to do both sides so that they both look the same. And I've got all my pages and my covers now done. On to the next stage. I'm now going to go on to move to my front cover. I'm going to use the card that's the mystery gift this month, and that's going to go on the front here. And I'm going to just trim off these little bits here and then stick the whole thing down like that. Again, just using double-sided sticky tape. I will go back round with the ink so it looks the same, and then I'm going to use the blue here, the papers from the kit, just to, actually let's mark that off, to cover up these other bits. And then I'm going to do the same for these pieces here. I'm going to cut these out. Just sticking the last piece down now. And I'm going to take this and go back around, making sure it goes on quite thickly. And I'm also going to use my pen and doodle around the edges. So that's the front cover so far. I do want to put here with you, and I'm going to use some scrap paper that I've already used here. Let's move this out of the way. And this is a technique that I've done before. I'm just going to write here with you, and then I'm just going to keep adding to that. I'm building on those letters, adding little squiggly bits, and eventually they will look joined up, and also thickening the letters as well. And I'm going to go around with my black pen, and then I can cut them out to use on my page. That's going to be the title page there of my mini book. It makes it easier to cut out when the letters are nice and thick as well. There we go. Make sure that's dry obviously before you start cutting, and then you can just start cutting out those little words. If you want to make the letters slightly thicker, you can just go over a little bit more with your black pen. So I finished these little words, and I think I'm just going to have them stuck down here with you, and I'll carry on decorating that afterwards. I want to now start inside the book. There we go. So that's how far we are. Let's add a little dot there with you. So on the inside of the book, let's use some bits and pieces from the treat bag. We've got a doily. I'm going to cut that in half. Now I've got no particular plans at the moment. I'm just going to go through the book and decorate each page. Doilies are always a pain to stick, aren't they, because of all the holes. Might use the tag here as well, and actually I'm going to use a little bit of this ribbon. I want to use it for the finish. I'm just going to use a tiny little bit like that. So just staple that to the top. Now I'm going to be using the stencil that comes in the kit, and then stick that on there. And again, I'm going to go around and do some doodling. I like to keep the same theme running throughout my books when I create a mini book. I've got the stickers from the kit here, and I'm going to put remember at the top, and I'm going to cut, this is one of the cards from the kit as well, and let's have a yellow house. I'm going to cut this out to use as a little embellishment. Cut that out. I've got a bit of PVA glue, and I'm just going to stick that there. I will come back to this. This isn't finished, but I'm now going to move on to my next page, and I'm going to decorate this in quite a similar fashion. I think we'll start off with this at the bottom this time. I've decorated it with the stencil again, and now I'm going to create something down here. So I've got the doily at the bottom, I've got the stenciled flowers, and now I'm using the same navy blue, and I'm going to pop that along the bottom there, and it's just about following a theme throughout the book. I'm going to use this tag here. This had a paper clip attached to it, and I'm actually going to use the little wooden house that came in the kit as well, and that will cover up that little cut there on the tag. And I think I'm going to cut a little heart. Actually, I've got this paper here. Pink heart would be quite nice. A small heart to go in the center. There we go. And then the space that I'm leaving, that will end up being for journaling and also for photographs as well. Now I'm going to follow a theme throughout the book. I'm going to have a blue circle. I like to have a theme running throughout a book when I make a mini book. It just ties it together nicely. And let's have a heart from the heart paper, and that's going to sit inside the circle, and I will do this on every page and then just doodle around the outside. Is that page finished for now? And again, I will come back to that. I will just doodle around the outside as well so that it mirrors the other page. Little update, I've been sat here merrily just crafting and creating the book. I'm now at the stage, my pages are more or less decorated, but I'm going to go back over them. I said before that I like to have a theme that I continue through. So my theme is the navy with the aqua circle and the hearty hearts. And obviously I've used the stencil throughout the book as well, and I've made sure there's plenty of space for photographs and journaling, which I will continue to do. So that's where I'm at. I've also added the doily, oh it's supposed to be that way, on most of the pages as well. So I'm now going to have a look and see what photographs I've got, because then once the photographs are in place, that will help me then with the journaling and to finish the embellishments. I've been steaming ahead with this book and I've added all my photos. I'll go through that in a minute. I want to now keep the book together, so I'm going to add the book ring. The book ring is in the treat bag in the kit, and I am going to make sure everything is together, and I'm going to use my big bite on the largest hole setting and pop that through. Hopefully that's gone through all the pages there. I should have checked that properly. And then the book ring, that's in your treat bag. So the holes in the top now hold the book together. So it's become a book rather than lots of pages. And I've added the photos to each page with a big white thick border, which I really like. And I am going to go round now and continue with the doodling and add some journaling as well. My book's nearly done. I've gone through and doodled and journaled. I just realised I haven't journaled on that page actually, but most of it is done. I'm going to finish by using the rest of the ribbon from the kit and tying that to the top because that's a nice little finish. And I'm also going to add the little charm, the teapot charm that also came in the kit. I think this is going to look really nice for my mum for Christmas. Like I said, when you're making your Christmas presents yourself, you have to be organised because you just don't have time to make them all nearer the time. My mum really cherishes things like this. She's really good. She likes all the things I make for her. So that's that. That's the teapot there. That's better. And I'm going to go through, and I'm just going to go through and add a little bit of paint to the tips of my fingers and just add it like that. And I'm going to go through the book and just touch up here and there just a tiny little bit of paint and leave it to dry. My little book is now done, my Home Sweet Home With You book, and I've just gone round the edges with a little bit of yellow paint on my finger to finish it off. I've got the teapot charm there from the kit, and as I open it I've just used my stencil to decorate the pages, added the photos and the journaling. I've even journaled on top of the doilies, it's quite a nice effect. And I've kept the theme running throughout, the little arrows that I've punched out. I've got a EK Success punch there. Used stickers from the kit. This is part of the paper bag that was in the kit. Some bits and pieces. I've got from Simple Stories, a sticker from the kit as well. And papers. This is one of the paper clips from the July kit. I've also used the little words as well, the little phrases that came in the treat bag in July. There you go. And that's more or less it. And I can put this away now, ready for Christmas. I do like to be organised. That little ring is ideal for those. And there's the back again, the little, this was actually the tag that the charm came on. So that's my mini book, Home Sweet Home. I've got some pictures for some close-ups for you to see. I hope you've enjoyed this today. Any questions, please do ask. Thank you. Bye.